want a ticket straight to them pearly gates.
So PhiDX made this tweet. I want to solve a Tekken 8 mystery. Sidestep doesn't work in Tekken 8. This is a common sentiment I hear a lot in my comments. I think there's a big disconnect because many high-level players and myself believe sidestepping is much better in Tekken 8. Of course, there are some exceptions like force mix-ups and some bugs, but in general, the system seems to favor sidestepping. If you have a moment where sidestepping didn't work, please share a clip or replay, and I will compile these into a video and analyze why sidestepping isn't working for you guys. So this is a pretty cool thing that PhiDX is doing, and I will love to see what his take is, because I feel like look at this, look at this, look at that, like that, what is, how can PhiDX explain this? This is what I'm talking about. Like, explain this. Explain this. Oh, well, you see what you did there is what does it say? This says how about this? This is not a counter hit, by the way. Just trying to sidestep Brian's 3+4 towards the left. Now I know the answer is that the move is supposed to track to the left, but does tracking to one side justify hitting the opponent in the air, especially if it's the normal counter hit? Speed Kick says, or Speed Kicks, PhiDX says these are hilarious. Whether or not it's visually makes sense, unfortunately, I think it's just a fact of Tekken that certain moves track certain ways, and I hope the upcoming video teaches the unspoken rule. Yeah, so he doesn't even, he can't even explain it himself, you know? He can't even, there is no explanation for it. There is no explanation for it. Just like this, like there's so many examples. There is no explanation for this. He's way over here, hit him with your left hand. There is no explanation for a lot of these things. If I had to try to explain it, I would think the hitbox is just way too big for these characters. The hitbox is, PhiDX says your hurtbox expanded. Come on. Yoshimitsu is behind. Sidestep all the way behind and you get hit. What is the explanation for this one? Do you have the replay? I want to see the inputs and stuff. What is this? Dragon off doing what? That one is more believable to a degree, but I don't know. I don't think this is supposed to track, but this one is the least mind-blowing out of all of them we've seen so far. Where's the sidestep? Oh, there it is. This one kind of looks like, so this is the thing about this, right? She is very close. Like you can see, she jumped into PhiDX. Even though she went to the left, she jumped right on PhiDX. Now, the weird thing about this is the heat activation that she gets hit with. So it activates the heat animation, which only makes the off access looks even worse. Basically, she jumped into PhiDX and she hit her, PhiDX hit her side. But since she's on the side, it activates the heat activation like this. So I think this one is one that's like kind of understandable because of how she jumps into PhiDX. But what makes it look pretty bizarre is the heat engager going off to the right. And this more so speaks to how the heat engager isn't really built for a 3D environment. This is a 3D environment, but the game never takes into consideration of what if you get hit with heat from the side. It still gives you that face-to-face heat animation, but now you're at the side, so it looks worse. So I think they should have came up with specific animations for if you get hit on the side, left or right, but then also in the back, because then it would make something like this look more natural, but it's not there. Yeah. She basically jumped on PhiDX and PhiDX hit her. What is this one? Wow. Infinite tracking. See, there's no explanation. This is literally him whiffing the heat smash, and then the game, we gotta go slow motion for this one. He's literally whiffs the heat smash and the game decides to correct it and like tracks. Like, this is obviously a whiff and he just fully tracks. It's like chasing down the opponent. What is this one? That's a good one as well. That's a good one as well. That's a good one as well, because like you're off to the side. It does, but replay works better. It helps me determine if you got counter hit or not. Why does the counter hit matter? Why does the counter hit matter? So this one is doing a comparison between Tekken 7 and Tekken 8. Oh, the overlay. Wow. Wow. Talk about tracking. Tracking 8. The overlay is insane, but it gets the point across. Wait, what is this one? Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to see the explanation for this because I think everyone agrees what the problem is, and I wonder if there will be like some coping here where it's like, oh, well, you see, this is actually just supposed to work that way. Yeah, this is actually supposed to just work that way, you know? Nova Seekin made a video that's really interesting. It talks about how scuffed with punishment is. Okay, we'll look at that after we check this out. Wow, down forward 1 or 2. What is that? Down forward 1. Wow. The side-by-side comparison with Tekken 7 really shows you how ridiculous it all is. And bro has multiple different videos, right? Not just one character. This is what's annoying about this game. You literally have like side-by-side examples of Tekken 7 not doing it. And you have multiple characters in Tekken 8 where they all do it. This is something that this is like the developers really made everything hit. Everything works. And you can look at the night and day difference between 7 and 8. This is all a part of their streamlined gameplay. Streamline the gameplay and make it where nothing misses. Nothing misses. So a casual is more likely to hit. That's literally what they want to do. Casuals can hit you now. And they will hit you now. It's literally just that simple. They want the casuals to be able to hit you, so they turned up the tracking on everything to 1,000.
Tekken is movement. Movement is Tekken. I'll keep saying this over and over and over and over again. The ability to properly move around your opponent's offense, create whiffs, and perfectly punish them as much as you possibly can is what separated great Tekken players from the rest historically.
And that's why they got rid of it, because movement is what separated skill and no skill. But now that everything tracks, it decreases the skill, and it basically removes that. It removes the separator.
Anyone can attack in Tekken. Anyone can press buttons, memorize flowcharts from their respective characters, and enforce their mix-ups. Anyone can mix up, but not everyone.
All of this is intentional, in my opinion. The developers did all of this. They wanted everyone to be able to do everything. You don't need to have any skill to play offense in Tekken 8. But to play defense, you have to be a very, very talented player. And it's weird that that is the case, because what happens, whoever starts offense first usually wins. You know, when it takes so much skill and knowledge to play defense and counter, it's rarely done. It's rarely done.
Not everyone can create whiffs, let alone detect, react quickly, and properly punish them. Not everyone can perfectly punish every blocked punishable move. And Tekken defense, unlike Tekken offense, demands effort, talent, matchup knowledge, and lots of time invested in actually labbing the game.
Like, if you think about Marvel's Rivals, a game that's cooking right now, the amount of learning you have to do in that game is not that much. Every character has about like 4 or 5 attacks. It's so much less there to learn and visually learn. And then also they have sound cues. Marvel's Rivals and other games are very good with sound cues to show you what's happening. I think that Tekken doesn't use sound enough.
Skill gaps are not allowed to express themselves properly. And this is happening by design.
I hate to keep comparing it back to Marvel's Rivals, but this is why I love Marvel's Rivals so much, because if you're better in that game, you're simply better. Like, it is a very simple game. It is a very, you can even say easy game. The game has a lot of like auto aim. I think that hitboxes is pretty big. Like when the character swings or shoot, it has a big area that it affects, right? So it does do all of these things to make people more proficient, make people more accurate, auto assist and all of that stuff. But it doesn't do anything to restrict like skill. Like if you're better, you're just better, and you can turn the tide of the battle. It's crazy that like Tekken doesn't have that ability to just be like, okay, I'm better and I'm gonna win. You can't do that. You can't just be better. You can't. The game doesn't allow you to. And it's so strange that they do that, because even the most casual games out there, they allow you to just be better.